Not more. Put this away. Thank you. Has he not even put the 20 minutes yet?
He's only got 7 up there. They're just letting him warm up, and then he'll probably just go.
Okay.
That's what I'm assuming. I sure hope he's not going to put 20 minutes up there.
Midwest isn't just part of our name, it's part of who we are. We take pride in our Midwestern roots. And at Midwest America, we work hard, like you, to provide personalized financial services to equip you for success. We're local, not for profit, and member owned. So we're accountable to you, not shareholders, and we invest in the community we call home. A credit union that puts care before cash? It's a Midwest thing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in MVP basketball fans. SummitCitySports.com coming to you live. Second game of the quarterfinal round. As we saw an outstanding performance by Jace Brooks of Memorial Park, 38 points to lead all scorers. That's the highest scoring game of this season here in the 2026 MVP March Middle School Madness Tournament. I'm Tim Atkinson. Zach Welkeland will be joining me here in a minute. Eli Atkinson on the camera. Have head coach Chris Eder for Maple Creek. You guys had an outstanding game in your first game against a limited tolls team.
Yeah.
But a very impressive performance by several of your kids. And I'm telling you what, you guys were absolutely right about how good and how deep you guys are.
Yeah, I say the hardest day of my life at Maple Creek is making the final cut because we literally are cutting kids that would play basketball at a lot of other middle schools.
Yeah.
So that is something that I dread mightily every year. I'd say that's the thing I hate the worst about coaching basketball is when I have to tell these kids that a lot of these kids have put a lot of time and effort into making the basketball team, and it doesn't work out. But I always tell them, hey, listen, I don't know where you're going to be in a year or two. You know, you could be 6'5" in 2 years.
Right.
So stay with it. If you love basketball, don't let me take that from you.
I absolutely love that. Aiden Can, it looks like he rolled his ankle, did he not? So he's out tonight.
Yep. And he's still out from the championship game. He told me the doctor didn't release him until the 17th.
Okay.
So he'll be out.
All right, so he'll be out the rest of the tournament. That's a missing piece for you guys.
It is. That's a big body that we could really use. You know, you watch a team like Memorial Park. Boy, we need some size in there to try and have somebody in there who can just be there, the backstop, because Jason's going to beat a lot of people off the basket.
Yeah.
So if we're lucky enough to get there, but it'd be nice to have him there be able to play.
Now, you guys always play St. Charles in the regular season. I would assume this year was no different. You usually play them early in the season.
Yep.
How did that game? I think you guys won double digits in that game.
Yeah, and we then we played them down there at the Hoosier Gym game.
Oh, that's right.
And
really,
I hear that the gentleman that won the MVP last night of the game, he's not here today. He's at the big football thing.
And he wasn't at the Hoosier Gym.
No, he was not.
Yeah,
so
Asher Buller,
you know what? We got to come here and we got to play hard. and we can't take anything for granted. So,
and talk about real quick, so if nobody was watching and listening, for the new viewers here this week, who are the go-to guys for Maple Creek as far as scoring?
Well, Jacole Woods for sure. You know, Jacole's one of the strongest players in the city. Yep. Then you got Jacoby Chappell last week. He got hot, or on Monday. I'm sorry. You know, I think I told you in that interview. He's very streaky. So man, when he gets hot, you better watch out because he's then. Good and bad thing. Once he hits one or two, it's green light city, baby. But he loves it. I love him, and as long as he's hitting, I'm pretty
You're
happy.
Good with it.
Yes,
yeah. What's the kids' overall feeling here tonight in a rematch, a third time playing St. Charles now, and a chance to continue their group and their season together for 2, maybe 3 more games?
Yeah. You know, I tell you what. First of all, I'm so happy that we got this opportunity to be part of this tournament. I still think so I'll never be able to thank Mitch enough for the Hoosier Gym game. But, yeah, the guys are excited. This is a good group, and they liked each other. And I've had groups that did not get along really well. This has been a good group. They get along. They like each other. And we've had a lot of success. So they're excited to keep going, and we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, I've coached in my days, too, with my kids, and you are definitely held to who is on the roster and how well the kids and the chemistry and how much they actually like each other can make for a long season, even if you're winning ball games. And practices are a pain to go to.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, good luck tonight, Coach, and good luck the rest of the way. And we're excited that you guys are continuing to be a part of MVP basketball.
All right. Hey, you mind if I give somebody a shout-out?
Absolutely not,
Do you know my man Archer Murphy over there?
No, I do not.
Archer Murphy. Good dude. So I wanted to just say hello to Arch. And you take care.
Oh, shout out Arch. He's going to love that. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate you. That is the head coach of Maple Creek, Chris Eder. As we're going to get set here about 9.5 minutes to the start of this ball game. We'll get a player or two out. We got St. Charles and Maple Creek. This will be the third time they're playing each other. I forgot that they played each other at that Hoosier Gym Classic 2 weeks ago with MVP basketball. Yeah, we're going to get set and talk to a St. Charles player. And let's actually see if we can get Bo Cheney over here. Let's get Bo. Whoever you want. Bo. Yeah, I'll get them both. I'll do both. Yeah. Oh, come on. I got it. Well, Bo, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
This is Bo Cheney. Bo, great game that you played and St. Charles did against Summit just last night. You went off. Outstanding ball game, shooting the rock, and great defensive performance. You could have very well been an MVP last night as well. It was deserved. What are your thoughts leaving that game last night?
We just moved the ball really well. Good at just stopping them, not letting those star players score.
And you did that very, very well. Now, you guys have a little bit of chip on your shoulder. You guys are missing Asher here tonight.
Yeah.
But he did not play with you guys at the Hoosier Gym when you played Maple Creek. Maple Creek has beat you guys twice this year.
Yeah.
What did Coach Sordelet and what did you guys talk about on what you guys need to do different tonight against Maple Creek?
Definitely box out. They're a big rebounding team, so.
Not giving them second chance opportunities. Yeah. Now, Bo, what would you say as an 8th grader is the strength of your basketball game right now?
Passing or driving, probably.
Okay. And what do you think you need to work on the most moving into high school next year?
Definitely shooting or not turning the ball over.
Well, I'm telling you what, if you shoot the ball like you did last night, the blueprint is there for you to be an outstanding shooter at the high school level, Bo.
Thank you.
It just takes reps. Get in the gym and get reps. I know you play multiple sports.
Yes.
What would you say your favorite sport is?
Baseball.
Baseball is your favorite sport,
Yeah.
which is getting started here in the next couple of weeks, I assume.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, good luck tonight, Bo. A great game last night. I wanted to talk to you last night about it. Any shout-outs? Anybody out there listening?
Hi, Mom.
Beth Cheney, his mom, and also a teacher at St. Charles. Good luck tonight, Bo.
Thank you.
All right. Let's bring in Oliver Patino. Had a chance to talk to Oliver last night as well. Oliver, good. Thanks for coming up and joining me again, buddy.
Yeah.
Your little brother got a little free pizza last night. How excited was he on that?
He was happy, but he wasn't happy about the free throws he missed before.
He missed two before he made the one.
Yeah.
You guys played extremely well last night against Summit. Asher had a really good game. You had a really good game. Bo had an outstanding game. How about Bryce Cochran had a great game? How about Gus Garrett coming off the bench? And really, he just is he's all over the place. He is nothing but energy. Talk about what Gus brings you guys off the bench.
He brings a lot of energy, and when he's on, he gives us a spark.
And for the people that weren't listening last night or watching us last night, as an 8th grader, Oliver, I know you play for Summit City Elite, but what is the weakness that you want to work on the most moving into high school next year?
Probably my aggressiveness, and also getting to the lane.
Getting to the rim?
Yeah,
okay. And then what would you say is your strength?
Shooting and ball handling, probably.
You know what I saw last night as well as your court vision.
Yeah.
Your court vision is really good. It looks like you're seeing open players and not afraid to make some tough passes. Would you say that is right?
Yeah, that's also one of my strengths, probably.
Absolutely. Well, good luck tonight, Oliver. It's always good to talk to you. And good luck tonight and this third time against Maple Creek.
Yeah.
All right, Oliver. That's Oliver Patino with the St. Charles Cardinals. As we got about 4.5 minutes left in this pregame, then we'll come right back with the start of our contest right here live at SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com. March Middle School Madness Tournament MVP basketball put on by program founder and CEO Mitch Sturm has partnered with the Boys and Girls Club president and CEO Joe Jordan. Eli Atkinson is on the camera. I'm Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play. And Zach Welklin joining me on the color commentary. Zach, you didn't see any of these teams play yet. You haven't seen any of these teams play this year, have you?
No, and sometimes I like coming into a game where I'm not super familiar with the teams, because then I can be a little less biased in terms of what to expect, and I can just see the true raw interpretation of how they play. And in middle school, week to week, you might see a different team, so it'll be interesting to see who comes to play in this more of a pressure situation, do-or-die tournament format. Maple Creek historically has been beyond
they're
deep
the reigning champs
and really good.
Yeah.
St. Charles is always competitive, and historically they've had some really good teams, and I know St. Charles is without their best player tonight, which is unfortunate, but that's why good coaches and good programs exist, because you just say next man up and do what you're taught to do.
You know, I had a chance to talk to Jakar Williams at halftime of that first matchup, and you know, I really like to ask players that, you know, end up playing at a college level about how sometimes the freshmen and sophomores, the 8th graders, the 7th graders, that are the best players don't always pan out to be the best players come junior and senior year, and Jadrian Nizell is the one that always jumps to my mind right away because it's happening right now. But Zach, what do you try to tell? You do it at the elementary school level at Maplewood. What do you instill players about work ethic? I know you're a teacher as well, so that plays hand in hand with it as well. But the work ethic is so important to continue your growth, not only in schooling, but in the game of basketball.
First thing is it's got to come from the student athlete, and it cannot. I mean, the parents are important, and you want them to encourage it at the elementary level because that kind of forms their foundation, and they're teaching them about work ethic. But as they go into middle school, if they're not seeking a gym, if they're not going out of their way, whether it's training, whether it's on their own, whether it's literally pulling up YouTube drills and practicing in your driveway, finding a gym, if it's not coming from within, it's typically short-lived and it's not going to last. So I would say learning to not just look at it as a burden or I have to, but really embracing that grind and always – in a city like Fort Wayne, which is big, but it's also little, it's easy to get complacent. And, you know, unless you're in a huge metro like in Indianapolis or, you know, Detroit or Chicago, it's easy to think, well, I'm the man here. But you got to look at it as there's guys all over the state working. And every day that I don't work, I'm getting passed up. And not every kid's going to have that mentality. But if you're a kid that wants to be the best or reach your full potential, you can never be satisfied. And you got to constantly get yourself better week in and week out.
Couldn't have said it better.
We just often see a lot of guys, whether they peak early or whether they bloom late. It really ultimately comes down to their work ethic, but how much are they self-driven?
So we're going to go ahead and send you down now to program founder and director, Mitch Sturm.
The opportunity to improve the lives of their neighbors inspires every move they make. They invite everyone to download their Zogo app, which provides financial education and principles for all ages. The users can earn real gift cards for completing financial lessons. We give a special thanks to Boys and Girls Club President, my buddy Joe Jordan, for supporting the MVP program and providing all these kids a great opportunity to showcase their skills on the court and help them grow as young adults off the court. Quick reminder,
it will probably be him, but not sure yet.
There is no alternating possession. All held balls are an actual jump ball. Teams will shoot the 1-to-1 bonus after the 15th foul in each quarter. Players are allowed 6 fouls. Coaches may move the ball to midcourt following a timeout. And as in all MVP events, all dunks are worth 3 points. And we actually had a couple the last game.
I knew he was going to say that.
Now let's meet our visiting team, Maple Creek Bobcats. First, we have number 5, Ethan Amstutz, who was unfortunately injured on an attempted dunk when he hurt his wrist. We got number 11, Adrian Jones. Also injured when he was trying to dunk was Aiden Can. He's unable to play today when he got dunked on. We have number 13, Aiden Andrews. Number 14, Quentin Pruitt. Number 15, Grayson Bonnie. Number 20, Chandler Pruitt. Number 21, Adris Jones. Number 22, Jackson Miller. Now for our starters. Maple Creek's MVP in their last game, number 2, Jacoby Chappelle. Number 3, the game MVP when we went to the Hoosier Gym. Number 3, Jacole Woods. Number 4, Camden Miller. Number 31, Colton Fisher. And number 24, Kylan Eder. Maple Creek is coached by Chris Eder. Now we want to welcome back the St. Charles Cardinals. First, number 1, Isaac Hartman. Number 11, Elijah Underwood. Number 13, John Henry IV. And now for our starting lineup. Number 3, Gus Garrett. Number 6, last night's MVP. Or no, excuse me, number 10, Bryce Cochran, our MVP. Number 6, Oliver Patino. Number 20, Bo Cheney. And number 35, Colin Kepke. The rebounder. All right. St. Charles is
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Starting lineups are in the books. I'll give them to you one more time. Do want to say Maple Creek out with one of their most talented players in Aiden Can. He's out injured, rolled his ankle in that first matchup. Number 2 is Jacoby Chappell. Number 3, Jacole Woods. Number 4, Camden Miller. 31 is Colton Fisher. And number 24 is Kylan Eder, the Suns coach. Coached by Chris Eder. For St. Charles, Gus Garrett, number 3. Number 6, Oliver Patino. Bryce Cochran, number 10. Number 20 is Bo Cheney. And number 35 is Colin Kepke, head coached by Dan Sordelet. Assistants, Vince Lockballer and Jeff Maxwell. So we're set here in MVP basketball. We do play 4 7-minute quarters. No alternating possession. Every tie-up will be an actual jump like the NBA. And 1-1 at the 5th team foul as Maple Creek will get possession to start this ball game. And this kid is an absolute problem. You know, they had a player similar style in Paxton Hyde a year ago. He reminds me of Paxton, maybe a little bit taller, but a similar type game.
I'm very familiar with Jacole Woods. He actually attended Maplewood, so I taught him, but he ended up moving out to the Carroll District his 4th grade year, so I never was able to coach him, but he was such a good kid. So I was able to see him before the game. Always very respectful, but he is a heck of an athlete.
Yeah, we had trouble getting a headset on him.
Yes. He's got a lot of lettuce.
He's got a ton of lettuce. He's going to be an all top 10 hair guy in the SAC, no doubt about it. And here comes Cheney on the rebound by Cochran. Man-to-man defense by both clubs.
Yeah, he's definitely a problem on the football field, too, as you can tell by his physical stature.
Yeah, he's built. Here's Cochran.
Built like a young Tim Atkinson.
That definitely is not the case. Not only that, I was this height in 8th grade.
Now, I hear you have a relative out there.
Yeah, number 10, Bryce Cochran, is my youngest first cousin. That is my uncle's kid. Number 10, Bryce Cochran. He's also the quarterback for St. Charles football, the CYO champs.
Awesome. He's got some good length.
Very good length. Yep, his dad is 6'6".
That would make sense.
Yep, absolutely. And my mom is 6'1", my uncle's sister.
I wish my mom was 6'1".
And that's a mismatch down there with the strength and the ability of Jacole Woods with the 2-point bucket.
Tell you what, though, the energy of this game is completely night and day from the first game. Again, both teams looking patient.
Yeah.
No one panicking, but keeping a very controlled tempo.
Yeah. And when you have the likes of a Jace Brooks, you're going to get outside individuals that aren't affiliated with either school coming to watch him play.
For sure.
Which we saw in that last game. Here's Cheney. And, you know, this Maple Creek team has beaten St. Charles twice this year as the lead pass went long, but Cheney was there. Trying to get it to Cochran, knocked away by Chappell. Loose ball picked up by Colton Fisher. Fisher, extra pass. Maybe a little too unselfish, but they get the job done. Fisher with his first bucket. 4-zip, 5 minutes left to go in the quarter.
Well, you can already tell this Maple Creek team has really good, they feel each other well. They're very unselfish, and they have a good sense of where everybody's at.
Yeah. Nice steal there from Kylan Eder up here to Woods.
Jacole Woods with the great left-handed pass, and I know he is a lefty, but
Chappell
some zip on it.
With the bucket. 6-zip. Patino. Cochran. Hand to Garrett. Now Cheney. He had a great game. I think it was 15 points last night.
Okay.
Patino, he can shoot that. That back rim, no good. Eder, a good box out and rebound.
I was going to ask if he was related to Coach Pitino, but it's a different spelling.
Yeah, his dad's sitting down here doing the score sheet. His mom is a teacher at St. Charles.
Oh, good. I would say you always love a dad who's willing to do that, or a mom.
Yeah, no, Chris will always be at the scorer's table. And nice take. Splitting the defense there.
I like the football tuck there.
Yep.
And was able to maintain the bump there. And that's something he'll continue to do as he gets stronger and older at the next level.
There's Cheney. St. Charles, they just don't play with as much confidence when Bullerman's not out there. It's all the same players. They're just the one. They got to forget about it and just play like they're capable of. And timeout.
One thing Memorial Park, Maple Creek's doing well is they're giving good pressure on the perimeter without overplaying, without reaching, and without doing too much. So they're under control, but they're definitely trying to make St. Charles panic and turn it over on the perimeter.
And they beat them twice. They know what it's going to take here to continue it here tonight against these St. Charles Cardinals.
And I could see Coach right now talk about we're going side to side, we're going to the corners, we got to get downhill. And that is true. And typically when a team is without their better player or they may not be super confident in their guard play against a really good team, you do find yourself on your heels. And instead of looking to attack, you're just looking side to side. And a team like Maple Creek, who does feel pretty comfortable in this game with matchups, they're going to sense that. And they're just going to continue to extend you. So, obviously, Coach is a great coach for St. Charles. He's been around forever. He knows what he's doing. But it's one thing to know the game plan. It's, when you're outmatched sometimes without your best player, it's another thing to implement it.
Yeah. 3:31. Still looking for their first bucket. Here are the Cardinals. And number 4, Camden Miller. I don't know if you remember the name Brad Miller from New Haven. I don't see any basketball player. He's sitting front and center there. That is his son.
Okay.
As Cochran is fouled, he'll head to the charity stripe to shoot 2. Another three-sport athlete for St. Charles. As Bryce Cochran. Baseball season going to start here for the 14U.
Love it.
And first attempt, back rim, no good.
I'm always a fan of multi-sport athletes. I think it really is good for the sense of your body's learning different athletic movements. Sometimes with the same sport and the same repetition, it leads to injury. And I think you just learn different explosion based on the sport.
I couldn't agree with you more. Parents tend to, they come to me, ask me like I'm an expert on something. But just from what Kepke, that's what he does well. He just needs to put that back up right there. Cheney, nice pick and roll with Cochran, but it goes out of bounds. But I would say at least have your kids, if your kid's a multi-sport athlete, at least that first year of high school, have them at least try out for all those sports that they played prior to that. And then after that freshman year, maybe start to lose one. Then maybe after the sophomore, maybe lose a second and start focusing on one. Cochran.
No question. I think it also makes them more mentally tough because they're in so many different situational environments athletically. Well, how about that in transition?
Quentin Pruitt.
Boy, they just they're 10 deep, aren't they, Maple Creek? Yeah. They just rolled in a whole new 5 like it was nothing.
There's Patino, and he traveled, shuffled the feet. Again, just playing hesitant right there. I like to see Patino just rise up there. He got to the charity stripe. That's a good mid-range shot right there.
Yeah, no question. One thing I am noticing, nothing really going St. Charles' way, though, but they're staying very composed. No one's pouting. No one's blaming anyone. They're out there battling, which is what you want to see.
Yeah. And this group, there's, they're good friends. They got good team chemistry. Look like they're dropping into a 2-3 zone. It's St. Charles with Garrett and Patino up top. That's a good skip pass by Pruitt. That's number 15, Grayson Bonney. Gets the ball back. Also in number 21, Adris Jones. Number 13 is Aiden Andrews. And we mentioned Quentin Pruitt, who got that bucket coming in off the bench of the 3-ball. Andrews triples up.
Again, I've said this a lot, but his catch and release was in a blink. So the guys that are pulling the trigger are guys that really believe in their shot. Because these aren't just guys throwing up crap.
Talking to Coach Chris Eder, said that, and you know this as a coach, the worst thing is the cuts and how hard and difficult that is. And it's as Kepke gets him on the board. I think that's where they can take advantage, Zach. St. Charles is down low with Koepke and Cochran.
No question. That's a big body, and if he's able to be in position, he can go right up with that every time.
And the CY championship football game,
he
had an interception.
I was going to say, he is a football coach's dream.
Right. Andrews with 5 quick points. But, yeah, he's a defensive lineman, of course, offensive lineman for St. Charles. Patino.
How about that?
That's what he can do well.
And that's what they're going to need to get themselves back in the flow. He shot that very confident.
Oliver Patino with the 3. But Koepke, there was a tip ball at the line of scrimmage, and he was running back and over the shoulder caught an interception against Central Catholic to win that CYO game.
Hey, and we can credit basketball for that,
Yes.
learning the agility, the foot speed, all that.
Yep.
If he was just a football player, he probably wouldn't have that awareness.
I agree. Over the top, Cheney got a hand on it, and we'll go out of bounds. 34 seconds left to go in this first quarter. The winner of this game will move to the Final Four, where they'll play the winner of Blackhawk Middle School and Leo. Blackhawk Middle School, another dynamic team. They were blessed. Coach Zerzan, who's the longtime Blackhawk Middle School coach, an outstanding guy, but he could not be there. He was sick in their first game. So who did they have coach? They had Coach Josh Raikkonen from Snyder, the varsity head coach, and the JV coach, and Coach Bechtel running the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's smart from Coach Raikkonen, and it's also cool for the kids to just get that experience with, if they are going to Snyder, their future coach. I mean, that's
the one thing that they have really put a stranglehold since Coach Raikkonen took the job at Snyder, is keeping those Lane and Blackhawk kids in district to Snyder High School.
Oh, no
so
question.
Important.
No question. Both schools traditionally very successful. They're going to get poached if you don't, create that relationship. And that's with any feeder system. With open enrollment, if you don't have that relationship with your parents, someone's going to get to know them, and they're going to offer them their program. So that's smart.
Yep, absolutely. As that's the end of our first quarter, 10-point lead for Maple Creek. We'll take a break. Come right back. Summit City.
Midwest isn't just part of our name. It's part of who we are. We take pride in our Midwestern roots. And at Midwest America, we work hard, like you, to provide personalized financial services to equip you for success. We're local, not for profit, and member owned. So we're accountable to you, not shareholders. And we invest in the community we call home. A credit union that puts care before cash? It's a Midwest thing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As we get set for our second quarter, and that leads us right into what we're talking about, is keeping your feeder kids in. You see head coach Bishop Dwenger basketball, Brandon O'Leary, in the white there, taking in his St. Charles Cardinals. We got to fix the Zoom. I don't know what's wrong with the Zoom. St. Charles answered a little bit to end that first quarter, 10-point deficit now, and they'll jump it up. It will be Cochran and Jackson Miller.
Looks like we still have that second group in for Maple Creek.
And Cochran will win that tip to Gus Garrett. Patino.
You've seen the St. Charles team plenty of times in action, especially with you having a relative playing. What are some of the keys that you think are going to have to be critical for St. Charles to compete in this game and hang around?
So they're going to have to hit some of these. That's the key right there, is trading threes for twos will be beneficial to them, obviously. But boxing out, limiting Maple Creek on getting second chance opportunities. If Maple Creek gets second chance opportunities, this could be a not a very good outcome for St. Charles.
I love the honest assessment. And I mean, just comes down to true fundamental foundational advice.
Yeah, they got the players, even without, their leading scorer out, as he's, I believe, at a 7-on-7 tournament in football. And here's Patino. You got Elijah Underwood is checked in as Garrett. Little 17-foot jumper, no good.
I like the look. It's good cutting action, good little handoff for the jumper. Not all jumpers are going to fall, especially at this level, but if you can get a good look, you're happy with that.
Eder, good skip pass. That's what brings size, being able to see right over the top of the zone. That will hop out of bounds. We'll go to St. Charles basketball. I mean, it's not great that St. Charles has opened this game. Just down 10. You get a bucket here, you start to get a little bit of momentum. You can get right back into this.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we saw Huntington North for what seemed in our first game seemed like, oof, this could get rough. And within the snap of a finger, they were back in it. Jace. But they just kept competing. They kept fighting. Yep. Great transition there for Maple Creek.
That's Eder with the bucket.
And again, the depth of St. Charles is going to be big too with fatigue. You know, like clearly Maple Creek's going to go 10, 12 deep. And it looks like the core guys for St. Charles are going to be in this the whole game. And it'll be interesting to see how that comes into play second half.
Yeah, no question about it. And, you know, not to beat a dead horse, but this is a full-size court. This is not a middle school court.
It makes a difference. This is college length.
Yep. Garrett for three. Back rim, no. Battle for the rebound. Last touch by Eder. And it will stay with St. Charles. Camden Miller checks in.
Yeah, and if I'm St. Charles, knowing I do like to shoot it, knowing I do have the option to hit threes as a consistent team, I'm really trying to battle the boards and get those second chance points, because you're not going to hit every three, but if you can attack the glass and give yourself those second chance points, you have a much better chance to hang around. And that is not a guy in Jacole Woods that you want to allow to get out in transition. I mean, he's just jogging back like he doesn't have a single drop of sweat.
No, he does not.
Very controlled game.
Lost his footing there on the crossover.
Maybe that was a drop of sweat while he slipped.
Yeah, a couple players are slipping a little bit.
I've noticed that.
Eder. Didn't see that in the first game, though, did we?
No.
And that one's up and good. Good transition bucket finished by Chapel. 21-5, the score. Here's Cheney. It's a screen from Underwood. Out to Patino with Garrett and Cochran. Your 5 for St. Charles. Eder, Fisher, Chapel, Woods, and Camden Miller. Your 5 for Maple Creek. Cheney, 3. That one off. Battle for the rebound comes down to Fisher. Fisher, good push. Patino, good job to jump the dribble.
Yes.
Oh, great find. Great find by Camden Miller. And finished by Jacole Woods.
Again, good body control there. He's a big, strong guy. He's not the tallest guy, but he was patient with that finish. You know, a lot of kids would just catch that and throw it up. Yeah. He made sure he got the right angle. How about that shot? Big-time shot for number 3, Gus Garrett.
Garrett hits his first triple to make it a 15-point game. Miller, inside out. Good ball movement. Eder thought about it. Passed it up. Miller won't. And can't get it to go. That long rebound comes out to Chapel. Puts it back up. No good. Rebound Fisher. And once again, there's 3 opportunities in the tie-up.
Kind of like you said, St. Charles is going to have to find a body and block out. They're not going to out-jump them. They're not going to out-length them. I don't care if you're the smallest guy on the court. You're just going to have to find a body and block out.
Yeah.
Or you're not going to win that volleyball match.
And it will be Underwood and Fisher to jump it at the free throw line. And
good
Underwood
timing.
Gets it.
Good timing on the tip.
And he does not tip the ball. It's always, at the middle school level, it's just to open a game. And Bryce Cochran does that for him all the time.
Yeah.
So a first-time jumper, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Patino, a little step back 3, that little long. Fisher, did he touch it? He did. That'll go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cardinals of St. Charles. 3:55 left in this second quarter. Winner of this game will be the second team into the Final Four. Memorial Park just couldn't get it on that set. But a well-executed set as Garrett tipped it away. And it'll go out of bounds to Maple Creek. But Jace Brooks, 38 points. Had 2 dunks that are worth 3 points. Hit a couple of threes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Had 5 threes from my book. Check it, 6 threes from my book.
You name it, he did it.
Everything. Mid-range pull-ups.
Defensively.
Rebounds. Assists. And 3. Spun it home. Did Jacoby Chapel.
Jacoby Chapel for the three-pointer.
I have him now with 7.
He's a key piece for them, you can tell.
This Maple Creek is a feeder into Carroll. Cochran, good job playing off 2 feet.
How about that patience right there?
Nicely done. 3:20 remaining.
Speaking of that, I believe, is it next year when they'll open their third middle school, Carroll?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be finished over the summer, I believe.
I mean, what a luxury to have.
Eder hit every part of the rim on that three. Woo!
Imagine having 3 massive middle schools that feed into your high school.
Isn't it? Yeah, Carroll bypassing Homestead with enrollment now.
Yeah, in the 2,500s,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if they're close to 3,000 in 5-6 years.
Yeah, they are. The goal is to be Carmel North type of situation with Carroll.
Yeah, honestly, I see them in 10, 15 years being very comparable to HSE and Fishers. I think that's a more accurate comparison. Just demographically, where they relate in the city. And I could be wrong, but I want to say Fishers and HSE are in that mid-3,000, whereas
that's probably right.
Carmel being 5,200, that might be like
too much.
That's a long time from now, and I would assume by then they might go to a second high school.
Yeah, and I know that's not what the community wants. They voted it down twice of building a new high school. So I know the community wants to build that high school to be a extremely large enrollment school.
And their facilities are incredible.
Awesome.
If you go to their football field, that is an amazing experience.
It's one of the best in the state, no doubt about it. And speaking of Hamilton Southeastern Fishers, it was just announced that they are redoing all of their athletic complexes at both of those high schools.
Good for them. And I would say, as great as those schools' facilities are, some of them are due for an upgrade.
Absolutely. Yep. Fishers is a little bit newer school.
Yep.
They were a school back in the day, then shut down for a couple of decades, I believe it was, and then restarted I think it was about 14 years ago now, maybe in between 10 and 14 years.
Yeah.
Back rim, no good. Rebound, Kepke. And lost the ball.
Look at the big fella being a presence there with the contest. Moving his feet.
And he's staying active.
Yeah.
Hasn't been checked out of the game. Cochran. Good drop step. Tremendous finish.
Tough finish there. Able to finish.
Bryce Cochran with the nice use of the pivot. Adrian Jones, number 11. Not a Quentin Pruitt. Also in Adris Jones, number 21. Number 13, Aiden Andrews. And number 15 is Grayson Bonney. And travel. 1:23 left in this first half. Second quarter to be precise. And inbound to Cheney. Jackson Miller's going to check in on the next dead ball. Cochran just leaned in a little bit, but was hit on the arm as he was going up. And he'll go back to the line.
I like the aggression by Cochran there. He put himself in a position where he forced the official to make the call. It was, you knew he was going downhill, but he was still under control. And anytime you can make the official make that call, you're typically in control.
Yeah. I'd like for him to watch that and see come to a jump stop right there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then you can use that pivot that we've already seen that you do really well.
And you could tell he's a little fatigued right now, so he might not have had the leg strength or the balance. Not giving him an excuse, but those legs are a little tired. He's been doing it all out there for him.
Yeah, it's not an excuse. It's reality. As Cochran does hit the second, nothing but nylon.
That's been the theme tonight. I've seen more swishes, just no rim. No rim makes.
And in previous years, Zach, we've always joked about the amount of bank shots that we've seen. We hadn't seen one all night from a jump shot.
They can hit a three here going before half and get a stop. You got to feel good if you're St. Charles.
And they turned it over.
I jinxed him.
Yeah, you did. 50 seconds. I'm taking the mic away from Zach. Oh, got it back. And then put Kepke.
How about the touch on that jump pass
and
to Cochran?
Lays it in. Decided not to dunk that.
The awareness and the skill of the big fella, knowing how to make that pass.
Yeah, that's
the elevation. I could see where the D-line comes into play.
Absolutely. Kepke, a nice pass midair. The skip pass to Jones. In the corner. One dribble, pull up, high arcing shot. No good. Rebound. Kepke had it knocked away, but he's fouled. Great minutes from Colin Kepke. And you know, it's not all about scoring in the game of basketball. It's doing those little things to help your team be successful.
Yep. He looks like a man of few words. Just a workhorse
right.
out there.
Yes. There's Cheney.
When you're that big, you don't have to say anything.
No. Garrett thought about it. Goes back to Cheney. 8 seconds. Koepke. Cochran. 4 seconds. There's that drop step. Turn. Shot.
Oh!
Rattles it home.
What a shot right there for Cochran.
Right now, Bryce Cochran carrying him scoring-wise. We'll take a break at the end of half. St. Charles doing a nice job to cut this to a 12-point lead, Zach. And going into the break, we'll take one with them. SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here with PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
We're going to have Carnell West come up and join us here, a veteran of the MVP basketball. Carnell, how you doing, buddy? Good. Go ahead and throw that on for me. I'll ask you a couple quick questions real quick. So Carnell, you have a lot of experience in this MVP basketball program. You were I think it was your 8th grade year, right? You were the mental award winner here at MVP basketball?
Yeah.
What did that mean for you?
It means a lot. I come out here and just be respectful and just treat people how I want to be treated because that's what my mom taught me. So, yeah.
Listen to mama.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You're already ahead of the game, Carnell.
Yeah.
Take us back to your time here at MVP basketball. How much, when you look back at it, how much fun was it? What did it mean to you and your teammates?
It was fun because especially for it was our first appearance coming to this tournament, so that was great. We won our game of the week, so that was good, and I think we got past our first round and lost second round, but it just taught us it made us learn more and kept us prepared for nationals that was coming up.
Yeah. What high school are you at again?
You said, huh?
What high school are you at?
Oh, I'm at Wayne High School right now.
That's right. Sorry, I get so many players running through my mind here. Sometimes I mix them all up. Now, Wayne, you guys had a lot of graduation last year.
Yeah.
You had 4 guys basically playing college basketball right now. It's a very tough, but you guys had a chance there. Unfortunately, LaShawn got cut in that first game, And of course, Tyree Eldridge was out injured, was out for that whole sectional run for you guys. But coming back next year at Wayne High School, what are the expectations for the Generals?
We coming for that SAC title, and we definitely want to go win sectionals and make our way to regionals, go through there, and just really win and just be disciplined.
Bring back that Wayne pride and winning ball games and being back in the SAC champs and consecutive sectional winners, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining us. We're running out of time here before this second half, but it's great seeing you. Good luck in the future at Wayne, and we're looking for you the best, and I'm sure I'll see you down the road.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And we'll bring in Zach Welkland back in to start our second half. It's Carnell West, the Mental Award winner, his 8th grade year.
Oh, they're nice and warm. He warmed them up for me.
Absolutely. You know, we look out for you, Zach.
I don't know why I checked. He didn't even play. I'm so used to him as a player.
Right. Outstanding career, New Haven. And he'll continue to improve himself, no doubt about it. As let's now head back down. Third quarter action. St. Charles made a nice little run to make it a 12-point game. It got down as much as 16, I believe it was, in that first half. And Bryce Cochran doing a nice job there to try to carry his team a little bit down in the post. Colin Kepke, good job rebounding the basketball to limit second chance opportunities for Maple Creek, especially later in that second quarter.
No question. Maple Creek's going to, especially with this group, really going to look to push it in transition. So if you're St. Charles, you got to get back. And then anytime that shot goes up, if you're St. Charles, you got to find a body, block out, because you're not going to win that jump battle, and you cannot allow them to get second chance points. And that's exactly what you want to do. You want your guy on the floor that's hot, very skilled, Cochran attacking, getting to the line, he can shoot. Coach making good adjustments.
And he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. 4 seconds into this third quarter. And hits the first. 9-point game. Here to start the third quarter. Second attempt. So leading scorers there. Well, let's give you all the scorers after Cochran. Second attempt, can't get it. Fisher with the rebound. Scorers for Maple Creek. Jacoby Chappell with 9. Jacole Woods with 6. Aiden Andrews with 5. And Garrett comes down with that. Quentin Pruitt with 2. Jackson Miller 2. Colton Fisher 2. And Kylan Eder with 3. For St. Charles, Bryce Cochran with 7. Gus Garrett with 3. Oliver Patino with 3. And Colin Kepke with 2.
Both teams coming out looking to hit the tray ball.
It'll go back to Maple Creek.
You can really tell Coach Eder for Maple Creek is wanting them to move the ball, but any chance for transition, he's wanting them to get downhill and try and get lay-ins. It's a good look.
Chappell, he's the leading scorer for Maple Creek in that first half. Just couldn't get that one to go.
He's going to look for that shot all night.
As I mentioned, Maple Creek feeds into Carroll High School, and St. Charles feeds into Bishop Dwenger High School. You'll get some kids that'll go down Reed and go to Snyder. Couple into Northrop as Kepke blocked by Eder. Good effort by Kepke to keep it alive. Floater from Patino, a little long rebound Fisher. Here's Camden Miller. Woods and Chappell. And Woods finishes and one opportunity. 13-point lead.
Again, just looking at the demeanor of Woods, he's just so calm and in control. He's able to finish there through the contact, acting like that was just a wide-open layup.
You know, and not only is his style and his look like Paxton Hyde from a year ago, Maple Creek, who's a freshman at Carroll, he also has the same type of demeanor. You don't see him get too high, too low, not a lot of facial expression, just goes out and plays.
And as a coach, you love that. Yeah. And he can really get after it defensively. I mean,
he's good. Here's Patino.
The lateral quickness is definitely something. If you got that, you're winning. Look at that pursuit right there. Cochran with the length. And one thing he did that I love, especially at this age, he did not allow the emotion to let him get his head down. He chased that ball immediately, and he stayed with it. Timed it well also.
And they'll inbound on the end line, Will Eder and Maple Creek. The Bobcats Now Chapel.
See what they're trying to get here action-wise, offensively. They're being patient. They got a guy going high post. They're looking with that skip pass to maybe hit a few perimeter shots, but again, they don't have to settle. They're big and strong enough to where they can get good looks in the paint when they move that ball well, but they're also good enough where they can hit it from the perimeter.
Kick out, Fisher. Nice inside out by Maple Creek. Short, but a third chance. Oh, great spin and the finish from Jacole Woods.
That's a tough matchup for him, or for St. Charles, because, again, he's as quick as a point guard, but he's as strong as a power forward, and he really can slice and dice and finish like a guard, but use the physicality like a big. He really can do it all.
Great hands by Fisher, but Garrett, that's the one thing that you will never count him out on is effort. He's got another brother. He's got an older brother named Abe Garrett, who's in the sophomore class. Bishop Dwenger.
And that's a controllable you love to see.
Yes,
effort.
100%.
And it will translate as he gets older and only help him.
He'll get some strength. And we got a timeout called by St. Charles. We'll take a 30-second timeout to give some love to the title sponsor here at MVP Basketball and Midwest America Federal Credit Union.
Midwest isn't just part of our name, it's part of who we are. We take pride in our Midwestern roots. And at Midwest America, we work hard, like you, to provide personalized financial services to equip you for success. We're local, not for profit, and member owned. So we're accountable to you, not shareholders, and we invest in the community we call home. A credit union that puts care before cash? It's a Midwest thing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Third quarter, 4:20 remaining in it. St. Charles and Maple Creek. Winner of this game will move on to the Final Four, that game will be played at 7:30 p.m. The second game on Tuesday of next week.
And I believe the championship is Wednesday, correct?
It is 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Yeah, right now Memorial Park probably playing the best basketball in the tournament. And another steal. You know, that's what good teams do is they speed you up, Zach.
No question. Speed you up, but they do it in a controlled way.
I like that.
Because it's one thing to be the team that applies pressure and, you know, you're frantic and you're everywhere, but it's got to be with purpose. Yeah. And it's got to be within control.
And Maple Creek has done just that. As that one's up and good from Jacole Woods.
And this is about the time, especially the middle school level, where you start to see fatigue come in a little bit at the end of that third quarter, especially, and not typically with really deep teams, but with teams where you're keeping a core group of guys in for a majority of the game.
Yeah, they've only went one in the bench, has Coach Sordelette for St. Charles. Garrett will check out. Elijah Underwood will check in.
And St. Charles seems very mentally disciplined and composed, but again, when you start getting tired, that's when the fatigue can allow those little mental mistakes, or you're kind of a little lazier with your passes, or you settle for a shot. And that's, if you're St. Charles, you do not want to do that. You want to continue to look at the action that's given you success, and Cochran is for sure a guy you want to go through.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, as he will inbound into Patina to Underwood. 3:45 remaining in this third. Here's Cheney. Patino. Yeah, I think they got to get some open shots out around the perimeter with Cheney and Patino.
Maple Creek doing a really good job of extending their pressure on the perimeter to not allow St. Charles to even get those looks from the three.
And Jacole Woods baited that pass. And he finishes.
He thought about the three.
He's not far away from a dunk.
When I say the three-point play, but right. He made the smart decision and just got the bucket.
When I posted that Jace Brooks dunk out in his first game, you know, I called it out, and with the three-point dunk, and I had about 4 or 5 comments immediately. Does this guy not know basketball? Since when is a dunk 3 points? So I had to put that out there for everybody to know. MVP basketball dunks are worth 3.
That right there is a little bit of that fatigue, getting back in transition, because they're a well-coached team, and those are smart players. They're just having a harder time getting back.
That was Chappell with the bucket. He now has 11.
Like I said, too, this first group for Maple Creek especially is really looking to attack in transition. You can tell.
And Woods is absolutely picking the pocket right now all around. And 30-second timeout as Fisher will get his 4th point of the game. 41-18 is the score. 30-second timeout. Special thanks to the Boys and Girls Club president, Joe Jordan, for supporting the MVP basketball program and providing all these kids a great opportunity to showcase their skills on the court and help them grow as young adults off the court. Another big shout out to Mama Sturm watching from Marion. Thanks for giving Mitch to us and to our community. It's meant so much to us, and hopefully you're not watching on your phone tonight. Hopefully we figured out how to get that casted to the TV. I know Mitch tried to help you out on that, so hopefully you're not squinting watching on your phone here tonight.
Gotta love the Mama Sturm shout out. Again, Mitch does all he can to pour into the community with making these events fun for the kids, and he's always talking about his mom and how much she means to him, and he means a lot to us and to the community. So, Mitch, we appreciate all the time that you put into making these events fun and going above and beyond to outdo anything I've seen as far as just the little things like the awards, the trophies, the commentating. The whole event is done very well, and his whole goal is to make these kids feel special and have something they can remember for the rest of their life. And again, we want to say thanks Summit City Sports for being a huge partner and really allowing this event to be showcased on a very high level, especially for the middle school level. So thank you, Jeff Mahoney, Tim Atkinson, Thad, a.k.a. Thaddeus, and all the different, 260 Sports on Instagram. Go give them a follow. All the Summit City people that make Fort Wayne area sports special.
I appreciate that, Zach. We'll be back. We'll be at it for some regionals.
Tim got his bucket filled before the game. I think I saw 3 separate people come up to him and give him compliments to the point where he was feeling a little uncomfortable. He wanted me to say something mean to him, but it just goes to show you're very appreciated, and there's a lot of people that you reach that you probably don't even realize.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that. The amount of relationships that I never thought I would ever have been able to happen in all parts of the community, north, south, east, and west, and then up into Kendallville and over in Ossian and Decatur and Huntington. So we're blessed to do it. Jeff and I started this about 12 years ago, and now we're covering 3 regionals tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get picked for a semi-state by the IHSA in the following Saturday. But big news there from Blackhawk Christian. No Briggs Pardon tomorrow and no Bryce Lacrosse. I got a text message earlier today about that.
I mean,
hurt himself. He injured
that's
himself
about as
in practice.
Tough of 2 losses as you're going to get.
That's your 2
holy
prominent scorers.
I mean, no pressure, Drake Sefton.
Yeah, no kidding.
My goodness.
So they may have to go to a freshman in Cooper Cochran.
How about that?
Who is Bryce Cochran's second cousin, and that's my cousin's kid as well. Cooper Cochran, a freshman for Blackhawk Christian. Good take. The rebound by Bryce Cochran. Checking in is number 13, John Henry IV.
Man, that's a St. Charles name if I've ever heard one.
Yep. John Henry III. His father was a grade below me at St. Charles and Bishop Dwenger. He owns JH Specialty.
Nice shout out. I like that. Good segue.
I do what I can.
Are they a sponsor?
No.
We need to make that happen. See what I did for you there?
You're so good. Plenty of opportunities. You can always go to our Summit City Sports website, SummitCitySports.com. Hit the About Us. The drop-down will show all of our sponsorship packages. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on social media.
Yeah, folks, none of this is possible without you guys donating on the Patreon, and for all the work that Summit City Sports does to make our area's sports experience elite. The least we can do is continue to fund them, and I can tell you it goes towards all things that will only continue to improve your viewing experience. So
it goes right back into our broadcast and our equipment fees and replacement of equipment, paying our broadcasters and paying our camera guys. It's much appreciated. The community has accepted us, and we'll continue to do it as long as we're still able.
Yeah, no question. Anything counts, whether it's $1
or
$1 million, we'll take it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have no full-time employees. Jeff, a co-owner, is the closest to that. And the end of the third quarter, 41-20 is our, 41-20. I marked it on the wrong side. 41-20 is our score. We'll take a short break and come right back at SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our portrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Awesome with that sort of thing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth quarter action is upon us at the Boys and Girls Club here on the corner of Pontiac and Fairfield, here on the south side of Fort Wayne, Indiana, home of SummitCitySports.com. I'm Tim Atkinson with Zach Welklin joining me, and Eli Atkinson on the camera. And St. Charles down 41-20, and shorthanded they are tonight. They did win their opening game against Summit. And Maple Creek did defeat Tolles in their first game. Winner of this game will take on the winner of Blackhawk and Leo. Blackhawk and Leo will be our second game on Monday. Our first game on Monday will be St. Vincent's and Norwell. As Coach Brandon O'Leary for the Bishop Dwenger Saints is in the building. And he's got some good players coming in there between St. Charles, St. Vincent's, and Our Lady of Good Hope.
That's wild to hear because back in the day, Our Lady of Good Hope was just a church.
Right. They about shut down, but the Tittmans pretty much fund that school alone themselves. That school's made up about 85% Tittmans.
Well, and I mean, that school's right there butting up to St. Charles area. So
Yep, right there on St. Joe Road, right past St. Joe. Or Shove Park.
Just north of Shove Park, right
next to Riverbend Golf Course.
Yep.
But Dunstan put a new gym in there 2 years ago, Zach, and it is beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's beautiful. That was a donation by John Tittman.
Gotta love it.
Yep.
When you're private, you rely on those donations.
You have to.
And
absolutely.
when you have people willing to do that, can't be more than happy. So that's a beautiful thing when people are fortunate enough to be in a position to do that. So good for them.
Well, St. Charles right now obviously probably not going to get in and be able to win this game. It's just about having some fun out here. Don't put too much pressure on yourself in this last 6 minutes.
Well, you just got to compete.
It. Yeah.
No matter what the score is, find a way as a team to really get better at what you're trying to do.
Nice
take.
take.
Can always attack. How about that? Able to sliver his way in there, and he found the crease, and he finished. But he was able to use his length and good use of English off the glass.
And that was a left hand. He's a right-handed player. Right-hand dominant, finishing with that left. That's going to be a trip up on Underwood. That is the first team foul on St. Charles, 41-22, 5:44. At the conclusion of this game, Mitch Sturm will announce the MVP of this ball game. It's going to be a tough choice between probably Chapel and Woods. As a 3-ball, short, rebound Patino. Oh, look at that bounce pass. But that was swatted. Goes out of bounds off Maple Creek.
That was a beautiful dime.
And I told Oliver, I asked him about what his strength is, and he didn't even say court vision. I had to remind him, hey, bro, your court vision is extremely good.
I mean, he just fit that right in the pocket. It looked like one of those plays where a quarterback's kind of scramble, and then they just flip it.
Yep. 3-ball, no. Rebound. Comes down to Jackson Miller. And tried to save it, but it will go out of bounds. 5:22 remaining. St. Charles back with the basketball. Leading St. Charles in scoring is Bryce Cochran with 10. Actually has 12. Underwood. Short.
Look.
Battle for the rebound. Bryce Cochran tipped it out. Came back to Maple Creek. And Aiden Andrews. Now Pruitt. Pruitt Crossover, surveys. Comes here to Andrews. In the corner to Miller. Jackson Miller, the handoff. Skip pass. Back to Aiden Andrews. And the three, the lefty can't get it. Rebound Cheney.
And they were just waiting there.
Yeah, waiting right there at half court. High arcing three, no good. Battle for the rebound.
We've seen a few high arcing shots in this game.
Yeah, he's got a high arcer. Miller, corner three, short.
He had kind of the Sean Marion release.
Yeah, it did. That was very similar.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Timeout just to get the subs in. So in for St. Charles. We'll give you the starting. We'll give you the 5 here as they hit the floor. As it will be Garrett, Koepke, Henry, Underwood, and in for the first time is Isaac Hartman. 4:18 remaining in this game. Here's Hartman. Just checked in and nearly got a bucket.
Let's see what we got here in transition.
Good hands. 4 minutes left.
Ooh, the floater.
Couldn't get it. Rebound Miller. Put back, no. Rebound Henry. Garrett. Henry.
Ooh, good back cut.
Great back cut by Underwood. And the scoop layup. Nicely done.
He set himself up well there as a lefty, too, to be able to finish on the left side. Good vision on the pass, too.
Yep, the overplay. The back cut's usually there.
Great use
nice
of the
step
fake.
Through.
Two good fakes.
Koepke pulls it down. Underwood up to Hartman. Hartman had it knocked away. It came to Koepke, battling for it. He'll pull it out. Now Garrett. Garrett, floater on the runner. And he can't get it to go, but he is fouled. He'll go to the line. 3:11 remaining. Make sure you join Summit City Sports on the IHSAA Champions Network tomorrow. All games are free in regionals.
Once again, we want to give a shout out to Mitch Sturm, Joe Jordan, Midwest America for being an excellent partner for all these events. Boys and Girls Club, Summit City Sports, all that really make this happen. It takes a big group of people to make all this work. So we want to thank all those who help sponsor and make this experience great for our local youth.
Garrett gets the second of 2. He's got 4 points now. 3:05 left. Here's Eder. Eder being patient. He's running the point now. Kick. Came to Miller down low to Fisher.
What a snag.
And finishes. Gus Garrett goes to Underwood. Looking at Koepke. Couldn't get it to go. Could Koepke, but nice spin on the pivot. And then a leak out. Chappell found Miller. Miller goes glass for the bucket. Camden Miller for 2. 2:20 remaining. Now Garrett. 3 ball.
Oh.
A little long. That was right on, though.
We've been waiting for a bank is open.
Yeah.
It's a great segue for Midwest America.
I did use that on Tuesday.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I did. I was impressed.
I've got Mitch to turn around and give me a smile on that one. Here's Garrett. Rubs the screen to Koepke. Goes Henry. Henry for 3. Oh, halfway down. Rimmed out for John Henry. Chappell to Eder. Reverse. Can't spin it home. Fisher knocked it away, but Hartman. And knocked away by Hartman. Here's Miller. To Woods. And Woods finishes. Minute and a half left in this ball game. Henry to Garrett. Just took his eyes off it momentarily. Loose ball, and they're going to get a foul on Fisher. They'll inbound in front of the bleachers over there. But tomorrow I'll be at Huntington North along with the coach Keith Edmonds. Have Canterbury at 4 o'clock and then Bishop Luers at 7 p.m. We'll also have a crew at Logansport and at Newcastle. Henry from the parking lot.
How about that?
John Henry the fourth. Hit that one from the parking lot.
Gotta love it. Coming in and making stuff happen.
Absolutely. As Chapel finishes off glass. 51-28. So it looks like Maple Creek is going to move on to the Final Four, the second team to reach the Final Four, as we saw Memorial Park, probably the favorite in this tournament, with a great performance against Huntington. You know, they've probably had the toughest road as well, Zach. I mean, East Noble in their first game, and then Huntington in their second game. That's two very good teams that they just handled.
They did.
Absolutely handled.
Again, both teams, though, battled.
Yeah, right.
You know, a lot of teams go up against Memorial Park, and they're kind of defeated from the jump. And both teams kept fighting, which I think speaks to the schedule they probably played, and they're probably maybe not used to playing a team as good as Memorial Park, but they're playing good programs.
Absolutely. And the left-hand layup for Chapel. I have him at 16 points. Henry, that one might have been partially deflected. And that will do it. Maple Creek does win it 53-28 over St. Charles to move on to the Final Four, where they will play the winner of Blackhawk Middle School and Leo Middle School next Tuesday. I think Chapel had the most points. What do you want, a large or? Oh, he got it. Jacoby or Jacole? Which one? Chapel's. What about Jacole? Jacole I had him for 6, 7. I had him for 13.
How about the other guy? Chapel had.
It's either Chapel or was.
I would give it to the highest scorer.
Okay, who was that?
That one. I have Chapel.
Okay, let's do that.
Just personally.
Yeah. So Mitch Sturm will now announce the MVP of game number 10. Yep. And we will have Mitch Sturm now announce the MVP.
Game high scorer and most valuable player, Jacoby Chapel again, back-to-back nights. Great job.
There is Jacoby Chapel. Congratulations. You're the MVP of tonight's ball game at the Boys and Girls Club. So another great night of March Middle School Madness, MVP basketball for Eli Atkinson, Zach Welkland. I am Tim Atkinson. You've been watching MVP March Middle School Madness Tournament live from SummitCitySports.com.
Midwest isn't just part of our name, it's part of who we are. We take pride in our Midwestern roots. And at Midwest America, we work hard, like you, to provide personalized financial services to equip you for success. We're local, not for profit, and member owned. So we're accountable to you, not shareholders, and we invest in the community we call home. A credit union that puts care before cash? It's a Midwest thing.
This should be a good game. And I think Blackhawk will beat them. So I think we'll get at least one good game on Monday.
So it's going to out of all these teams,